Smart 24, driving business.
Countries jointly building the Belgian Road Initiative.
To buy or sell securities on the Altex exchange from anywhere in Uganda via USSD. Step 1. To buy, dial *292#. Step 2. Select buy. Step 3. Select the product you would like to buy. For example, bonds. Step 4. Select your preferred maturity year. Step 5. Select the bond you would like to buy. Step 6. Input an amount of 15,000 Ugandan shillings or more. Step 7. Your order has been forwarded for processing. And finally, Step 8. Your order has been confirmed.
Well, a very good morning to you watching. This is Smart Men's Business and my name is Masi Kitsume, checking you all the way to 9:55 a.m. Anyway, I know it might have been a lovely night, showers of rain, and for some people, they were like, oh my goodness, maybe this could last some longer time. But anyway, I realized actually coming in the morning, it was like, I feel like everyone knows their responsibilities. School children were going to school, people sweeping along the roads were doing their business, people had opened supermarkets, some shops were open. So really, you have to know your responsibility as a human being. If students know whether it's raining, whether it's shining, they have to go to school, who are you to stay in bed? And of course, conversations rotating that. Today, we're going to be talking about youth and unemployment. And did you know, by the way, youth unemployment and mental health they go hand in hand. The moment you're idle, your mind is also, there's a possibility that you may go crazy. Trust me. I was once there and I can really testify. Being there with nothing to do really makes you want to go crazy. But anyway, don't forget that these conversations are proudly powered by Zabo. So if you want to invest in government bond securities, Zabo says look no further. Whether you have a smartphone, whether you have a digital phone, Zabo says all you have to do is dial *292#. That is the USSD code. And of course, you can invest as low as 15,000 Ugandan shillings. That is the lowest you can go for with Zabo. Of course, Zabo says your money, your future, and they're powered by Altex East Africa, telling you to do something new. It's the year 2023. And of course, today, Andrew, good morning, Andrew, by the way. How is your morning? How did you feel at around 1 when showers of rain were pouring heavily?
No, it was just normal.
It was just a normal morning. It's just a normal morning.
Just
anyway,
normal,
today we're going to be looking at the youth and unemployment. Unemployment has doubled. According to the reports, the state minister of course youth and child affairs said the number of unemployed youth unemployment has doubled. Not specifically the youth, or just because a huge population of ours is fully occupied by youth. So that brings us to our conversation of the morning, our morning call rotating around youth unemployment and its effects on mental health. Did you know, actually, like I told you earlier, that mental health and unemployment go hand in hand? You cannot be in one place, your mind is not being active, and you think it's okay. It's never okay. Trust me, at the end of the day, people are progressing, people are waking up in the morning, people are doing the ABC, what they're supposed to do, and you're seated. You're not thinking, you're not doing anything, unless be at home and plant a tree or go and weed. At least that will keep you active. But then the rate at which we are going crazy is really, and mental health is really key. I've been telling people this, and now I'm telling you, whoever is seated at home, and of course, do something, of course, for yourself. Now, youth unemployment in Uganda is a major challenge with a rate of 6.54, that is of the report that was carried out in 2021. And of course, relating youth unemployment to mental health issues, you see one of the factors that are associated with depression, actually, that among the youth, you find yourself, you have low self-esteem. You've applied, and there is no whatsoever response. So there is low esteem. You feel like you're not enough, you cannot do anything. So this has led to low esteem among the youth. That is why that's why youth are into thuggery. They want to be bad people. Even the little you have, they're snatching it away from you. And of course, alcohol abuse, alcohol use, excessive alcohol use. So if you're idle, the only thing you have to do to drain your sorrow, to drain your depression, I think we have to agree on this, is that most youth are actually consuming alcohol. Because if you can buy these small sackets at I don't know, 1,000 or something, if you get it, that's what you can think of. Let me drink myself to waste, as I wait for the next day to go on and on and on. And of course, there's a lot of factors actually that has led to unemployment. There's nepotism, people wanting to have their people around. You're the village champion and you want your village members to come and join you. So it is actually, this is what is happening. Anyway, Andrew, I don't know what you think about youth unemployment and its effects on mental health.
Well, maybe I'll kickstart off by having some facts here a little bit. That we see that Uganda is actually one of the youngest populations in the world, with about 70% of the population under the age of 30. And however, the country still has high youth unemployment rate, which is estimated that is to be around 13.9%. That is as of last year, 2022. But of course, from 70, as we speak right now, it's at 71%. Now, this is significantly higher than that is the national unemployment rate, that is of about 3.4%. And now youth unemployment is a major challenge in Uganda, and as it can lead to just a number of consequences, including poverty, crime, there is social unrest, and according to the report here I'm reviewing, and it can also have a significant impact above all on mental health. Now remember, today the topic of discussion is rotating around reviving youth perception when it comes to employment. We see that a 2018 study by the World Health Organization found that the prevalence of mental disorders among young people in Uganda was about 26.5%. Yeah, that's a fact. And this is significantly higher than the global, that is a prevalence rate of 13.6.
I mean, most of the youth are mad, like crazy.
Yeah, a big percentage of them. The big percentage of them are actually mentally disturbed.
No, so if that was 2018 now, just imagine in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, these are statistics that are piled over a decade. So probably the next will come out 2028 showing this very aspect. Well, other facts here we need to know. The study also found out that the most common mental disorders among, that is the young people in Uganda, were anxiety disorders, that is to about 15.3%, and of course depressive disorders, that is to 11.2%. So you can really see. And there are a number of factors that contribute to the high rates of mental illness among people in Uganda, and of course including poverty and unemployment, which is the biggest factor.
I mean, I must agree. You cannot be unemployed and really have a stable mind.
Very true.
You cannot have a stable mind. The only thing you're thinking of is how to get money. How to get money. You walk into the house, because most of them are still staying at their parents' house. You get into the house and everyone is like, look at this one. Yeah. Wasted talent, wasted talent. So, and of course, depression is real. Depression is real, so that is why we call for mental facilities to come and, counsel these youngsters. I believe there has to be those sessions, advising students, even those that are still in high school or maybe primary school, that, what, at some point things are not going to be easy. It's not like, you see, I'm going to be this and this, and this is not going to be a straight line. All you have to do is think wider, have a skill at hand. As you're waiting for that dream job, have something that you can do for yourself. That is the trick. That is a trick. Other than that, you're going to be depressed. You're going to have anxiety, being social with your friends. They're making it, and you are nowhere. So definitely, there is a lot that we have to do when it comes to making sure that we do away with youth unemployment, and of course and its effects on mental health. And one of it is investing in education and training programs that provide young people with skills they need to succeed in the labor market. I've been saying this. You need a skill, even if it's crocheting, even if it's tailoring. Some of you feel like, oh, these are jobs like for those. No. These are things that can get you money just in an instant. Do you know how many people's clothes get ripped? So you could be one champion in the village. People will run to. You could do shoemaking, because these are things you could do. Bakery. There are very many things that you can do with your hands. It's just that, are you even interested, or you want to want a white collar job because you've earned it, you've gone to school for it? And of course, also promoting the creation of decent jobs for young people, and of course. This could involve supporting the development of private sector and, of course, creating opportunities for young people to start up their own businesses. Start up a small business. You just don't feel shy. Don't feel shy. Whatever idea you have, whether you feel like you can do cookies, whether you feel like you can do the smallest possible skill that you have, put it to use. You never know. I've heard of stories of someone who started selling G-nuts, moving around with G-nuts, and now they're millionaires. So that could be you in a few years. So if you're out there in your bed and you're thinking, oh my goodness, how is this day gonna go? And you're going to go on your social media and post memes, and then you're living a sad life. We're in a generation where on social media we are happy, but then in real life, I don't think we are what we seem. There is a facade that we put on, but deep inside our hearts, we know we're not feeling okay. And of course, addressing discrimination against young people in the job market, the high rate of experience, like Godwin always says, what? You find a job ad that has 10 years of experience, they need someone of 10 years of experience. So how am I gonna get the 10 years of experience if you didn't give me chance? Let's give us chance. If we fail, then we know we did not qualify, but let's give us a chance, because we believe we can learn faster. Youth have an ability, mostly if someone is, a quick learner, they can learn so chap, and for a person in need for 10 years, that could be the one person that could go for more and more years to serve you. So definitely give the young people a chance. So in case there are issues, you go to a counselor, talk to somebody, Don't die of depression. Give yourself peace, Consult your friends and how they have made it. That's how we're going to go in this generation, of course, with years to come. Do a skill, go on YouTube. The time you watch memes, go on YouTube, learn a skill, That's how we're going to do it. Anyway, it's just 15 minutes past 7 a.m. And, of course, let's get to see what is happening into the press. Well, with me I have the new vision, and of course making headlines. Government should enable beneficiaries get jobs. Talking of jobs, whoa, you see, we are, I've always told people we're like overseers of what is yet to happen. So MP is okay with 13 billion shillings for student loan scheme. Of course, here controversy erupts over giving 15-year-olds contraceptives. You know that story, we talked about it a 15 to 20 years, 26 years, 20 years, having contraceptives to do, to prevent the early pregnancies among the youth, because 15, 16, 17, that is a very active age for young girls and gentlemen, of course, because they're responsible for it. So definitely, if there is a provision for that. On the other hand, I wouldn't agree. It gives them more time to be like, you know what, we have contraceptives. Why do we? You can go and start these things earlier. But anyway, what do we have in the Daily Monitor, Andrew?
Well, I'm seeing something in here to do with prostate cancer cases, which are in the rise, and it's actually literally topping here at the top page of the Daily Monitor, as we see killer prostate cancer crisis. Of course, the researchers from the Uganda Cancer Institute and South Korea's National Cancer Center say that in the next 6 years, men that are suffering from prostate cancer will actually will hit nearly 61. That is in every 100,000. That is up from 42 per 100,000 in 2015. Scary. And prostate cancer patients, 2,000. That is quite huge here. And anyway, you'll find out further details when you grab yourself a copy. That is of the Daily Monitor. And the members of Parliament, of course, here reject birth control plans for young girls. And of course, something here to do with homes. You're rethinking home design. That is for the modern times. The times change, the designs change in accordance to the times we're living in. And of course, taking a look at here, the Rwanda protests that is damning human rights watch report. You can check that out as you grab yourself a copy. And of course, something here to do with government. I'm seeing here that government want to repair Sezua Bridge to build a new one. So you can find out that as you grab yourself this copy. And now, senior 6 candidates lose reading materials in fire. This is Masaka Secondary School as they are heading to their UNAP examinations.
Next week?
Yeah.
Next week.
Exactly, next week. So the fire started at about 2 a.m. That was this morning. Actually, 2 a.m. yesterday, but no casualties were recorded, according to this. So that's quite upset. And 70 calls for unity. And of course, when it comes to the integration in Africa, and we need to also understand why the Soroti fruit factory failed the farmer's taste. If I check that out. And over 1,200 families protest expulsion. That is from Tanzania. We can also see that. I'm seeing something in here from FDC, of course, Forum for Democratic Change, talking about there is faction false, judge overruling, so you can really check that out and see. Yeah, quite a number of interesting aspects here. And the Israel and Palestine war, what different leaders are coming out to say, giving their opinion about that. I can see Joe Biden here, and quite a huge list, Nasser Kanani, Iranian spokesperson. Even the Pope is actually saying something about this.
Well, of course, here in the New Vision, government injects 2.5 billion into youth innovations. You see, something is being done, but I don't know why. There is high rates of unemployment, coming in. And of course, 2.5 billion is to support companies that have come up with ideas to solve community problems, especially for the youth. Anyway, of course, Museveni donates tractors to Adjumani teachers and medics. And of course, here, Museveni meets heads of delegations, calls for unity and integration.
Now, of course, when we take a look at the regional news here in the Daily Monitor, we see something here from the palm oil growers that is on the spot over destroying forests. Yeah, so you can grab yourself that copy and you will be able to see. And of course, coming in here, still in the comment section here in the Daily Monitor, somebody here says that actually teachers' efforts should be rewarded. And of course, Uganda will not have a better future if the education sector remains in shambles. That is without well-trained, motivated and facilitated teachers. And now, of course, the education question will remain unresolved. So grab yourself that copy and you'll be in position to understand what it really takes. And now, of course, here there is the later of the day. As I can see something here, a question coming in out saying that can Israel, actually some people call it Israel, can Israel guarantee such attacks? Guarantee such attacks will not happen again? How do you really think? You know, and something here to do with empowering SME growth after that is the African Continental Free Trade Area. So you can see what's really that. And this is creating a perfect home, and that is for multi-generation living, you know, something which can actually cross over generations over because of the structure that you have put it in here. And I'm seeing in here some aspects for the excelling in PLE. I think you can still also get those when you grab yourself a copy. That is of the Daily Monitor right here. And of course, they show you how flowers, the flowers that make your front yard look quite expensive. Grab yourself a Daily Monitor, and you'll be able in here.
Right about now, we're into the traffic updates, and we are along Mukwano Road, as you can see right about now. Due to the heavy rains, this is due to the heavy rains, cars actually moving on, starting from 6. Actually, there was a little bit of traffic along along most roads, you know, coming from my end of Wandegea. And of course, this is a busy spot. Most people do cross and walk around. So not very many vehicles are in place. So yeah, that is what the situation is like along the Mukwano Road. The 7th Street right there.
Well, actually,
there's a lot of traffic.
That's the access road. It has the 6th Street, 8th Street, 6th Street, 7th Street, and 8th Street, and it's actually linking towards connecting to quite a number of routes. Now, here we see people that are coming in from still the industrial area. Some are heading towards Chibuli, coming from those areas. Some are coming in from Zambia, connecting to the various aspects. But of course, yes, it has been a little bit showery as we came into the morning hours, so that explains what that is really happening. And one thing I know about the access road is the excess potholes that are in there also kind of contribute to some extent to the delay in most of those jams. And also we know that there are pedestrians that walk along, most especially those coming in from the areas I mentioned, it's the 6th Street, 8th Street, and they're actually heading towards that. So today being a rainy day, they are still in there, combined with the slowness of the vehicles in there. So definitely that can tell you that it's going to be a little bit slow. So according to the estimations, if you're coming in from Chibuli and you're heading towards city center, you're probably going to connect to the Ginger Road traffic lights, or if not, you're going to be continuing up to the Yusuf Rule route, head up to Fairway and link up to Wandegea and continue. Well, this is an interval. On each spot, you're likely to stop for about 5 to 7 minutes, according to what I'm seeing in here. Now, this also applies to quite some other junctions. I've been at Bakuli and I've seen it. It's also a little bit scanty in that the clock tower is much more also a little bit in shambles when it comes to the organization of the traffic that way. So that means people that are coming in from Gaba Road, some that are using all those that are connecting to Kabalagala, and yes, chances are high that they are likely to come over this side and not use the clock tower, because the clock tower seems to be a little bit much more congested. So this seems a little bit weightier as compared to that. And actually the vehicles are not, the jam is not static as such. It's a little bit in motion to some extent, according to my observation in there. So that makes it a little bit quite friendly as compared to using other routes to connect, that is to the city center. Not so many borders in here, And in most cases, at such moments, they're rarely traffic officers. Probably, maybe they're still sleeping, because they're also human beings, and it's quite a free route. And I think maybe that's the reason as why there is some sort of mobility of the vehicles. There is some sort of movement in some kind of a way, because their presence sometimes they can hinder. Actually, access road seems to be a free route today. To the look of things, could it be because we don't have a traffic officer controlling the vehicles? And yeah, there is actually there is one there. There is one. I've seen one. Yeah, quite there. Controlling that, but the route is quite a little bit free. But still, we have an estimation of about 5 to 6 minutes that you are likely to spend in there, if in case you're heading to town and you want to execute quite some other aspects in there. Well, that is it from this conversation, from the traffic, of course, coming in live right there from the from the access road roundabout, or the Mukwano roundabout in there. But of course, it's quite free. Well, still to remind you that all these discussions are proudly brought to you by Example, which is a platform from Maltex, and this made your trading experience easy and friendly. And now the markets will be opening at exactly 8:15 a.m. and run up to 3:15 p.m. And of course, it's yet another day for them to operate. And for as little as 15,000, actually, with Zabo, you will be able to buy these bond securities for that fee, as I mentioned. And now this is regardless of where you're located. You could be located in the south, east, west, regardless country. And also regardless whether you have a smartphone or you have a button phone, you can still engage these markets efficiently. And that's why Zabo confidently comes out and tells you that it's your money, it's your future. And also East Africa tells us that you got to do something new for yourself. It is 2023. Well, now we take a break, and coming up is international business and the Caribbean, East Africa. Stick around.